Happy Wednesday. Doing a little impromptu live because I just really felt the need to share this with you because I don't think a lot of you have this thing in your life, or you're not tapping into this thing in your life. In case you're just stumbling upon this, my name is Johanna Mullen. I'm a success coach and a speaker, and I help ambitious women go after their goals and actually achieve those goals with more joy and less effort. So the thing that I wanted to talk about today, I'm post-workout, took it outside today, and I just I'm dripping in sweat. It was a really hard workout. It was the first time in a while that it felt like I really emptied my tank, and it felt so good. It felt so good to really push my limits. And back in the day, before I realized this one thing that was really essential to every single human life that a lot of people don't take access or don't access in their life, is this thing of celebration. So back in the day, Johanna probably would have done this really hard workout instead of taking a moment to enjoy the fact that I was able to do something hard. I would just beat myself up and just be like, okay, well, I did it, and move on with my day. Instead of doing what I actually did just now, which was finish this exhausting workout, exhausting in a really good way, and said, oh my gosh, my body is amazing. I just did that thing, and I'm outside, and I have the ability to do this thing that I know gives me and my body so much energy, gives me so much vitality and life and verve and all of these wonderful things. And I celebrated. I literally had a little bit of a dance party just before hopping on here to celebrate the fact that I did this thing. And it's not just about the workout. It's not just about whatever situation it is. Celebration is an essential part of human life. And I feel I don't know if it's just the environment in which we are raised. I don't know if it's society. I don't know if it's capitalism. I don't know. But so many of us have such a hard time celebrating. If you're on live or you're catching the replay and you resonate with this, let me know in the comments. If you have a hard time celebrating yourself or celebrating others or feeling happy for other people who have things that you want, or if you feel if you celebrate that even a small thing that you're not that you're cutting off your potential or something because it's not the big thing, or you're waiting until you reach the big thing to celebrate yourself, let me know if that's you, because I know that was me for a really long time. I never celebrated myself unless it was the biggest, the greatest, the most extravagant goal that I achieved. And no offense, even if you're the most incredible person, those moments don't happen that regularly. Even if you're crushing it in your life, in your business, in your career, in your relationships, and I'm sure if you don't feel you're crushing it, that you are crushing it in a lot of ways, but you're just not giving yourself credit. Oops, there we go. I'm back. They don't happen that often. Because, truthfully, they're not supposed to happen that often, if it's that big of a thing, you don't want something to be at that level of vibration all the time. You need to have a little bit of low. I know for me, going through my mental health struggles when I was in college, I had to go through that low in order to see the high after. You have to have valleys in order to have mountains. So we're taught, or we just ingest this belief that we're not supposed to celebrate ourselves. But life itself is a celebration. The fact that we are alive and that we have this thing in our hands right now that can give us any information at all, we are capable of knowing basically whatever we need to know in a split second. We can connect with people that we can't physically see for whatever reason. Maybe they're on a different continent. Maybe they are whatever. Maybe they're sick and we can't see them. Whatever. It is just so amazing that we are alive right now on this Wednesday in August. And that is worth celebrating. The fact that you did one thing on your to-do list, even though there's 30 items on there, celebrate that. The fact that you did your workout and you felt you really showed up for yourself, celebrate that. And I feel like it's starting to get a little bit easier the more that you recognize that things can be celebrated, to celebrate yourself. And it feels so good. And we are designed to feel good. It feels good to feel good. Like, we are, as humans, supposed to take everything that we have and relish it. Like, you can't leave with it. So it's like, you can't wait until that day in order to like feel gratitude for it or feel excitement for it. Like, it's a choice. You get to choose to be excited about something. You get to choose to feel grateful for something, because it's not always just going to happen on its own. So it's a choice. And so the more that you can invite celebration into every single day of your life, the more that every single day of your life is going to feel like a freaking celebration and worth celebrating. Like, you have to calibrate that like internal desire for bliss. You have to like cultivate that internal desire to feel good and to go against the grain and to not live in fear, to not live in scarcity, to not live this like very contained small life for fear of judgment or fear of shame or fear of like not being accepted. Like, whatever the fear is that's keeping us small and keeping us exactly where we are, that can't rob us of our life, because you only have one. And so the more that you can start celebrating everything, like celebrate the fact that you ate a vegetable. That's huge. Some people don't eat vegetables and they make us feel really freaking good. So like, why wouldn't you celebrate that? Why wouldn't you celebrate the fact that you like got ready this morning and that you showered and you like really washed your hair good? Like, if you only wash your hair like once or twice a week, you know how good it feels to wash your hair. Like, celebrate that. Or if it's like a bigger thing, like say you got a really good like piece of feedback at work or from a client and they like let you know how impactful you are. Celebrate that, because when you can celebrate it, more will start to appear, and then you'll realize how freaking awesome your life is. Like, I know it sounds so simple, but most of the things that are the most impactful in our lives are the things that are so easy to do, yet so easy not to do. Those are the things that really make the biggest differences in our lives. And so I want you today to find something that you can celebrate yourself for. And maybe that part of it comes a little bit easy to you. Maybe you're like, okay, yeah, like I've started to practice gratitude and I like can recognize that like things that maybe I didn't recognize before that I'm grateful for. But what about when you see someone either on social media or in your life or at your job or in your family, maybe they achieve something or have something that you don't have, and it triggers you a little bit and it makes you feel less than, or it makes you feel that the little things that you have going on that are awesome aren't worth celebrating. Something that I want to offer to you, if that's the case, that's a mirror. That's giving you a mirror to look into, to realize like, okay, something's triggering me. Why? Why do I feel this jealousy? Why do I feel this envy? Is it because I don't feel like or is it because I feel like if someone else has the thing that I want that I can't have it? Or is it that there isn't enough to go around, or that that it makes you feel inferior that someone got to it first before you did? And like, analyze it. Like, get in there, dig into the reason why it's triggering you and making you feel less than. And once you do that, I challenge you to celebrate them. I want you to celebrate that person who's triggering you with whatever success that they're have showing up in their life right now, that they're really excited about. I want you to celebrate them. And you might be like, Johanna, how do I do that? Like, how do I celebrate someone else that like either they might not even be in your life, maybe they're just someone that you follow on social media and like they have something that you want. And like, that's a really hard thing to grapple with. But the way that you can celebrate them and fully embrace and fully celebrate their win, their success, their achievement, whatever it is that is making you feel less than, when you wholeheartedly celebrate them, that opens you up to a new vibration. That removes the scarcity, or at least it starts to like lift up the scarcity, it starts to allow you to not have a hardened heart. And the thing is, when you can celebrate someone else's success, especially when it's something that you want, that brings you one step closer to actually getting the things that you want. It actually opens you up and brings you closer to achieving that thing that they have that you also want. Like, that allows you to be ready to achieve the thing that you want. How cool is that? So like, if we reframe it, instead of having feelings of competition or feelings like there isn't enough to go around or whatever, and instead celebrating. Like, I literally, if I see someone either like have like a business goal that they achieve, or they have like a really successful month with a course, or usually minor business things, because I run a business, so like that's where my brain's at. If I see someone that's like, their success makes me feel some kind of way less than, I literally have a dance party for them. They don't know that I did. They don't know, a lot of times, they don't know that I exist. I literally turn on music and I blare, usually it's like Taylor Swift or like 80s rock. That's the gamut. Sometimes it's Olivia Rodrigo, who knows. And I have the time of my life dancing for them, celebrating their success. That's one, when you know that you are operating as a leader and not a child, because you can celebrate someone else's success and knowing that it doesn't dictate yours. But when you can celebrate someone else's success without them even knowing it, simply because of the fact that it's like amazing that someone in the world is doing what they're doing, it's evidence that you can do it too. And so by you celebrating them, you're also celebrating your future self. You're celebrating your future self's ability to continue showing up. And you're raising your vibration so that you can open yourself to these opportunities. You can open yourself to dream clients. You can open yourself to getting the job offer that you've wanted. You can open yourself up to the relationship that you've been dreaming of. Like, all of these things begin to be possible because you're able to. One of my favorite quotes, actually, from one of my mentors is, when in doubt, focus out. Because their success triggering you, you're making it about you. So you're never going to get what you want when you just like make it about you and feel like bad about yourself. You're only going to get there when you can focus out and celebrate and move that energy, whatever it is, move it around by dancing, by working out, or whatever. Like, moving your body is a really great way of moving that energy. But then you can focus out and focus whatever energy and turn it into positive energy towards them. And that cultivates space for more positive energy. And then you start to show up a little sparklier. You get to show up a little bit more like an authority because you're not listening to all the limiting beliefs in your head. Like, that's huge. That's huge. Simply by celebrating someone else's success. You don't have to do anything but celebrate them. And it creates a different person inside of you. It moves away all the muck. It gets rid of all of the stuff that holds us back. Like, that's incredible. Simply by celebration. So my challenge for you is that if you don't really ever celebrate yourself, celebrate yourself. Celebrate the little baby teeny eensy weensy wins. They make all the difference in the world. And if you've started making these like moments of celebration and you've practiced gratitude and you feel like a decent place, like, continue doing that. And then the next time that you see someone else have something that you want that you don't have right now, I want you to celebrate them. You can tell them if you want to, if you feel comfortable doing that. Like, you can reach out to them and be like, I'm so happy for you. Like, what an amazing person to do that. Like, that is incredible. I'm so proud of you. Even if you don't know them. Like, if you tell them that, that's one, gonna make them feel really good. And we are supposed to make each other feel good and celebrate each other. But also, like, that changes you as a human. And that, I think you want to be the kind of person that celebrates other people when they win. Because you want other people to do that for you when you win. So I just like so strongly felt like I needed to share that because like the more that we can celebrate each other and like support each other when we're doing things, and like understand that the road isn't easy, but it's easier when we support each other, even just like emotionally and energetically, and just be like, I'm proud of the work that you're doing, the better the world is, the better place it is for more people to innovate, the better opportunities that are available for people, and just like the more joy that we can have in our lives, and it just feels easier, you know, instead of like worrying about all the limiting beliefs that are in our heads. So I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you for hopping on live, or if you're watching the replay, please let me know if you're, do hashtag replay in the comments, if you're watching the replay of this, and if this sort of, content is really like tying close to your heart, and you feel really called to like start working on your personal growth and your ability to celebrate these things. Like if you're an ambitious woman, I actually have a 12-week group coaching program called the Alignment Accelerator, and this program is taking everything that I've learned over the past 5 years after struggles with my mental health as a perfectionist, to really transform every area of my life, from my health, from my career, from my relationships, from my relationship to myself, to my finances, like every aspect of my life that was being held down by perfectionism and procrastination and fear. All of these tools that I've cultivated to unlock those are all in this course, to help you go from like struggling trying to achieve your goals to achieving your goals with ease, with less effort and more joy. And we're going to be opening enrollment soon. So if you're interested, DM me the word info, and I would love to give you more information about it. The program is just like truly transformational. People are like, it's so impactful on these women's lives in ways that they didn't even realize that were like trouble spots for them. So very grateful for the women who've gone through the course before, and I'm excited and so open to celebrating the women who are going to join this next round, starting in September. So happy Wednesday. I hope that you celebrate yourself, celebrate other people, and go be kind. Thanks, y'all.